Welcome to that spiritual, actual, factual answers to questions you're asking. You find them inside you, recite you, reciting the records. Akashic, we laughing, we drafting the passion to vary. It's time for that comedy, dramedy, all of the fanciest, catchiest acronyms. Listeners, listen, we traveling. Conscious is always unraveling. The reading you're having is mapping you back to your natural habitat. Abracadabra, it's magicless, passing it. To top it off, the host, all the classiest. Now, what were you asking for? All of the answers? What? All the answers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. So, Rami is in a flooding rain situation.
I saw that there's like 2 hours of crazy flooding rain happening.
Yeah, I saw like 23 people rescued by boat in Vermont. Rami's in Vermont, so I just sent them a message.
Rami's in Vermont?
Yep, rehearsal's on Zoom today. Yeah, Rami's there where it's happening.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Yeah.
It's biblical flood shit.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought, because there was also biblical flooding in Manhattan.
Oh.
Or rain, I should say rain.
Okay.
Really, really bad rain. Wild. They're fine, right? They're okay.
They're fine. They're just having a Zoom rehearsal.
It's a weird moment on Earth, isn't it?
Climate chaos is the name of the day.
I was at Orange Theory yesterday, and the teacher guy was like, so these, because we were having, all the Florida storms that happen in the summer, but like, it's been a lot of years since I've been here in the summer. So I've been like, this seems kind of extra. But then I'm like, I guess I just got spoiled. But then in Orange Theory, this guy was like, yeah, so these are weird, guys, right? These are weird. Am I right? And I was like, thank you. Yeah, I thought so. Like, he's like, they come out of nowhere. They're hurricane level and they go away in an hour. And you're like, what the fuck was that? And then it's like perfectly sunny out. It's so dramatic. And there'll be like 4 of them in a day sometimes. Like 60-mile-an-hour winds, all of a sudden, hazardous to be outside. Thunder, lightning, thunder, lightning. I'm in the closet. And then it's just over. And you're like, okay, I guess I run errands real quick right now.
I mean, I think the most important part about what you just said is that there's a gym called Orange Theory. What the fuck does that mean?
You don't know about Orange Theory?
I've heard of it, but I've never quite understood why anything would call themselves Orange Theory.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So it's all about...
Are they peeling something?
No peeling. You wear a very high-end like heart monitor thing on your arm, and it's measuring calories, heart rate, and something else. And you can be, when your heart is doing stuff, like, so it's a class, there's rowing machines, running machines, and weights. And you're rotating around, like the music's fast and there's a guy leading you through it. And he's like, now 20 seconds of this, now do this. So it goes by really fast. It's really fun workout. I like it a lot. Loud music, you forget you're working out. It's great. But the heart monitor is showing you your information on the machine you're on and also on these screens that are up at the top of the space. So you can be in the green zone, the orange zone, or the red zone. And when you're in the orange zone, it's sort of like metabolically the perfect place to burn the most calories in the way that keeps you burning calories after.
Got it.
So the theory is if you're in the orange zone, you get these things called splat points. So you get a splat point for every minute you spend in the orange zone.
Nice.
So you want 12 to 20 splat points per workout, and then you're burning calories after you work out for a bunch of hours after. Science.
No, that's good. That does answer my question completely, and I'm now smarter.
Yeah, but I get it. If you don't know why, it just seems like a goofy random color related. Why are they calling it that?
Orange Theory. We will peel away the parts that aren't you, leaving only the juicy juice on the middle.
Only the chiseled, fat-free Florida standards of beauty.
Exactly. The sections of yourself to be consumed mostly by men.
Oh, God.
Wow. That took a turn.
Sad.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So that's happening. I've had a very weird, very chaotic week filled with very strange things. Many, many strange things, including a new twist of Katie Rubin fate.
Okay. I'm game to hear it. I have a question that I would love to talk about today on the question of faith and belief, to get into that conversation.
Love it.
That's something we can do. Also, I had a very weird dream last night. I'm just going to tell it to you. I'm going to lead off with me telling you my dream.
Can't wait.
It's pretty explicit, so content warning.
Sexy?
Well, it was sexy, so it was sexual.
Uh-oh.
So in the dream, you know how dream logic, when you try and report it, doesn't make sense. But I agreed to, or maybe I married this person. I don't know if I agreed to marry him or if I actually married him in the dream. But there was like a reason for it that made sense. But it was more like, you know, it was sort of transactional, and that like, and then we'll get married and then we'll be a couple because of the whatever weird framework story had occurred earlier in the dream.
Okay.
It wasn't about like falling in love and all that. It was like we were paired.
Okay.
But we were, you know, excited about the pairing.
All right.
And then after that had been all sort of cemented, they revealed to me that they were a trans woman and still had a penis. And
Oh.
I was like, cool, okay, you know. But it was like this moment of like, oh, I did not know that. Oh, cool. So, but then
and of course, because you're being like, I'm fine with that. That's totally cool with me.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Exactly. It was,
I don't like penises in any way for myself sexually, but hey.
but it was like, oh, I'm into you, so I'll probably be into your penis, is sort of what I did in my mind. And then,
okay.
But what was interesting
I
about
stand
the dream,
corrected.
No, but you're not totally wrong about that framing. Yeah, like
Okay.
Look, more content for my parents if you're listening. I've tried peen and it's just not my thing.
I hear you, man.
I'm just like, nah, no thanks.
Yeah. Good for you for trying, buddy.
Hell yeah.
You go. You live that life. You live it fully. So many white males wouldn't.
No.
Just wouldn't even try. Come on, it's like a new dessert. If you haven't had creme brulee in France.
A few times. So a few different people, you know, it's like, yeah, cool. It's not at all abhorrent. It's just like, I'm not pursuing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't draw me. But in the dream, I was like, but this person did. So then I was like,
into them.
So then in the dream, we started to get hot and heavy and like got to like the point of like we were standing up, but there was like clothes had come off and there was some contact with
Pains.
the parts that were, yeah. And then that was the end of the dream. Like it just sort of like ended. And I didn't wake up aroused or anything, but it was just like very curiously, very tender and very like the sex was very like the connection was like, yes, I'm embracing this. But then it just sort of, and that's all you needed. And it just sort of woke up from that going, okay, huh, that's cool. All right. That was it. I don't know what to do with that story, but
Okay.
It's vivid enough in my brain that's where I am with the dream. I wanted to share it with you.
Let's play with this idea. So let's go with the Jungian idea that for a second, that everyone in your dream is an aspect of you.
Very good.
Okay. So there's you at normal you.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's you who's boning you.
Or embracing so it's like maybe I'm just adoring my own cock that is also connected to the feminine as well.
Okay.
I don't know. Just throwing ideas out there.
Well, so the other person, right, that you were cuddling with and you were having the connection with did you have actual sex?
It was just like was contact, but we didn't like, nothing went into anything else.
Okay. Okay. So there was sexual contact, but not congress.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did the the other person look like?
I think they had long brown hair. I didn't clock them as having been assigned male at birth at first. But then as I looked more closely, because that was the other part of it. It's like I hadn't really looked at the person that much. It was still a little bit like an arranged marriage. There was some aspect of like, I almost feel like there was a play involved or something, you know, so it's like we had to agree to something in order to do a thing. But yeah, there was a bit of an arranged marriage, so I hadn't fully clocked them, but I'd be like, they're hot. And then I, you know, as I looked at them more closely, I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I can see the origins in my own mind, but it didn't matter. Like that just was like, became more information in the context of the dream. I definitely found them beautiful. Like I was like, still very pretty.
Is this you embracing your sort of semi-queer self, or is this you embracing an aspect of you that we have yet to name?
Any answer I'd give would be a guess. I don't know. Neither of those land with me.
Okay. I get a thing.
What did you get?
Well,
you can say.
Well, we wanted to land with you, so like I don't want to.
Well, I don't mean neither of them land more than the other, I guess is what I should say.
Okay.
They both feel like, yeah, it's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. but nothing leaps out like, oh, that's what this is about.
Right. Can you think of anything in your waking life that brought this about? Does it seem just very out of the blue?
No, it felt, that was, I think, why I brought it up, because it felt very out of the blue, very not of the type of dream I've had lately. There was no anxiety in it. There was no like running pattern in it, which has been happening a lot in dreams for me. Concurrent with that, I'll share that I had started not sleeping well for the last several nights. And then I started night before last and last night started doing my I wish, I want, think, I desire.
Oh, cool.
Exercise again and just report. Tools are great.
Oh, that's good. I love tools.
It's good to have fucking tools.
Love a fucking tool.
That's the thing. It's just like, oh, right, I can do this and it'll help. And it didn't help the first night, but it helped the second night. Big time. Like last night I slept.
That's great.
And I had any dreams I had weren't that many. So I was able to remember the one. And it wasn't like an intense dream. It was a very soft dream in its energy. It was very like, here's the little story for you to watch.
Which kind of sounds kind of feminine. Maybe you're like really dropping into a new layer of feminine oneness, like merging with the feminine element.
Yeah, that tracks the most.
It sure does. It also tracks with your recent awakening. Oh, that really tracks. This is some energy moving with your recent connection with Gabriel. Yeah, because
Gabriel is actually is called out as being somewhat non-binary in some readings I've done.
What I was going to say, though, is anytime a human male identifying person on Earth starts down a path in a real way of, heart opening and deepening and awakening, there is usually a reckoning with the feminine. There's a way that the divine is so completely, perfectly balanced between the masculine and the feminine that if you're leaning more masculine in your life, oh my God, and you wake up to spirit, now the feminine aspect is going to integrate more fully into the double helix DNA strand of your soul and its alignment with source. So anyway, it makes sense to me. Also, the divine masculine will integrate into the double helix DNA strand that merges you into the all that is. But it's interesting because the divine masculine weirdly has the feminine in it.
Which is what I think I illustrated with this body person and who they were. And it's true, I don't really have a sense of their face. And the more we talk about it, the more their face becomes my own in the dream because of how we're talking about it. And I don't know if that's just me placing that, or I can't tell, but I am actually seeing them as sort of a very beautifully feminized version of myself. Okay, do me a favor. This energy is so moving.
Will you show me the table of contents of the prayer book we got for you last time to get? Actually, here's what I'd like you to do. Open to the table of contents and find so this is a book by Lisa Barnett, everybody, that's called, what's it called again? Something 73 prayers.
Let me pull up that book. From Questioning to Knowing.
Oh, I know what it is. From Questioning to Knowing.
73 prayers to transform your life.
Yeah, and I was getting for Cassidy last episode that he would benefit. He was asking, how do I connect with Gabriel more? And I was getting there was going to be a prayer or two in this book for him to meditate with.
Do you want me just to read off the names of the prayers?
Only the ones that
feel vaguely relevant.
Only the ones that have the word guides, team, angels, or archangels in it.
That's a 0.
Okay, I promise you this prayer is in there. So just
I believe you.
Help me out.
None of them have the word guides or team. I'm not fighting you on that. I agree. Here, then just show me the table of contents one page at a time, and I'm going to scan it and read the energy on it. Oh, you don't have the book. I do, but they aren't listed individually in a list.
Oh, mine are in my book.
Oh.
So hold on a second. Let me just get the book. You're going to have to wait a minute.
Okay.
One sec.
What's up, everybody? Rami here. So I was listening to Spotify. It's free. I don't pay for it, so I have advertisements. And an ad came on for a TV show called, what I thought they said was, Ruby Gilman Teenage Crackhead. And I was like, wow. But they said teenage kraken, like a sea creature. Promise rules.
All right. I have the book.
Okay.
I'm just going to scan it and ask. Also, we need to clear whatever this energy is that's up that's causing me to yawn like a motherfucker. All right, for Cassidy to get closer to Gabriel, he's showing a prayer in here for him. Is there a prayer in here for him? Yes. Oh, yeah, there's so many prayers in here.
I think there's like 73 or something.
Alignment. There's so many. 1 second. Okay. I've got 2 so far. Let me see if there's any more. Okay. All right. So here, let's have you take a little bit of note of this. There's the Golden Light Prayer, which is on my page 209. And I do apologize. I thought the words would match, but you're right. When you look at these words, there's nothing here that would tell you anything. It's just the energy. Okay. And then you want to do...
I'm just going to write this down as a thing and I'll look at it later.
Okay, and we'll do it now, too, and that'll be a nice transmission for the audience also. Holy crap, Cassie, you are ready to let some shit go today.
Yes, so.
Fucking hell.
Pouring off of me.
Okay, and then 223 and 224, which is prayer to release low vibrations, prayer to receive high vibrational frequencies.
Yeah, I know those 2. I was looking at those. I'll find the golden light one, but...
I have it right here. Okay, I'm just going to drop into the Akashic Records of Cassidy. Okay, so we do acknowledge the forces of light. Asking for guidance, direction, and courage. And by the way, after this, I have a thing to do for me.
Good.
To know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. Holy Spirit of God, protect me, please, from all forms of self-centeredness. Direct my attention to the work at hand. Help me to know Cassidy Jamal Brown in the light of the Akashic Records. Help me to see Cassidy Jamal Brown through the eyes of the Lords of the Records. Enable me, please, to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of Cassidy Jamal Brown have for Cassidy Jamal Brown. I'll go quiet for a minute here. All right, we're going to start with the frequency ones. So, Cass, if you could feel into your heart for a moment. Oh my goodness. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, as I become present in this very moment, I ask for your assistance in clearing any low vibrations held in Cassidy's body. We are grateful for this clearing we have received in his emotional centers, lower chakras, and heart. He moves forward with ease. So it is. Blessed be. I'm going to run this a couple times and change the pronouns. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, as Cassidy becomes present in this very moment, feeling into your heart, he asks for your assistance in clearing any low vibrations held in his body. He is grateful for the clearing he has received in his emotional centers, lower chakras, and heart. He moves forward with ease, so it is. Blessed be. And so I'm calling up into conscious awareness all these energies in Cassidy's field that are demanding to be cleared right now. Feeling into your second chakra, if you could, Cassidy, low belly, pelvis. That's better. Now feeling into the back of your heart. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, as Cassidy becomes present in this moment, he asks for your assistance in clearing any low vibrations held in his heart. He's grateful for the clearing he's receiving in his emotional centers, lower chakras, and heart. He moves forward with ease. So it is. Blessed be. Sinking into the center of the heart and now the back of the heart as well. When you feel into your heart center, Cassidy, what do you feel in there? What does it feel like? What sensations do you experience?
I'm not feeling anything right now in the heart. I felt something in the low belly, but in the heart, I'm seeing like a brightening spray, like a veil is being lifted. So it's like the emanating out.
Okay, good.
And it's golden.
Okay, good. Keep seeing that. See whatever you see, but let's focus on that for you for a moment. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please help Cassidy to align from the tips of his toes, straight through his body to the top of his crown. Please connect him energetically to Creator Source and help him receive the highest vibrational frequencies his body can hold right now. Whew. Assist him, please, to integrate the higher frequencies with ease and grace. His body accepts this higher vibrational healing and is enlivened at a cellular level. So it is. Blessed be. 2 more times. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please help align Cassidy from the tips of his toes, straight through his body to the top of his crown chakra. Please connect him energetically to Creator Source and help him to receive the highest vibrational frequencies his body can hold right now. Assist him to integrate these higher frequencies with ease and grace. His body accepts this higher vibrational healing and is enlivened at a cellular level. So it is. Blessed be. Feeling into your heart and/or seeing into your heart. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please help to align Cassidy from the tips of his toes straight through his body to the crown, top of his crown chakra. Please connect him energetically to Creator Source and help him receive the highest vibrational frequencies his body can hold right now. Assist him to integrate the higher frequencies with ease and grace. His body accepts this higher vibrational healing and is enlivened at a cellular level. So it is. Blessed be. Amen. Okay, and when you see or feel into your heart now, what's happening there now?
For a moment, I felt like I was having a little, almost like cramping, but it passed. More just that I'm aware of sort of a thickness or viscosity in my heart.
Okay, good. That's perfect. Could you do me a favor and just feel really right into the center of that thickness or viscosity? We're not going to make it go anywhere. We're just going to feel into it. Okay, and what's happening in the viscosity right now?
It hasn't changed, but an awareness of it being like, quote, the right thickness came into my awareness. Like, oh, it's like a lovely, gooey amber.
Okay.
That I can float in.
Okay, great. Okay, great.
Or be suspended in.
Okay, so here's the homework. You're going to do each of those 3 prayers that I gave you 3 times. So 3 times through the first, 3 times through the second, 3 times through the third, once a day. So you sit down, close your eyes, you ground, you feel into your heart center specifically, and whatever's there. And you say the prayer from your heart 3 times. Then the next one 3 times, then the next one 3 times, trying to notice what you see, hear, feel, sense, think, etc. But not the kind of thinking like ruminating or the mind, but just thoughts that pass through, thoughts that come, ideas that arise, knowingness. But we would have you focus more on what you see, what you feel, what you hear. Any questions?
No. At this point, there's no like direct alignment with Gabriel, right?
This is the preparation work to get your heart ready to receive him. Yeah, it's a good question. We have to attune you to the frequency they want you attuned to before it'll make any sense or be easy in any way. Also, they're saying, we're going to create together a prayer to Gabriel that'll be mostly authored by you and supported by me. I'll help you write it. Here on the podcast, if you're open to it, that will become how you connect with him.
At a future date.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long do you want him to do this? 3 weeks.
Okay.
If you do it every day, 7 days a week for 3 weeks, you'll be ready.
Okay.
So specific.
So specific. What's today? Today is Tuesday the 11th. Great. Sounds good. I like it. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Do you want to close me before we go on to the next topic, which is yours? But I actually still have a bit on this subject, so maybe.
Yeah, keep going.
And it has to do with this idea that has been coming up when I was thinking things more like a prayer, right? Which is not something I've done. You know, I've meditated on a spinning ball of light in my different chakras, and that felt easy because it was just a point of focus. But now that it's reached the level of like prayer or conversation with,
oh, okay, mm-hmm.
it tickles my belief doubts, my
funny bone.
It does like my ego gets involved. I start to feel stupid or like I'm lying, or I don't really believe that this is happening. So why am I doing it? It's harder to play the what if game that I've been playing for the last 3 years that I love so much and feel very comfortable in.
Oh, interesting.
You know, living in possibility is beautiful and I love it. And I've seen nothing but miracles as a result of it, right?
Yeah.
But now that it's very personal and very like, you are talking to an entity or to an angel, or you're trying to talk to an angel. That angel's not really there. That's dumb. Like, I don't know what to do with that. So I'm just like ruminating on the nature of faith and belief. What the hell?
Okay, good. This is great. Hold on. I want to find the first one they gave you. Golden light prayer. Because remember, this is not to a being or an angel.
Right. This part is not anymore. Yeah. I was like, in fact, I had run that one that you just did. That was the one I was like, I'll try the higher vibration. And I kind of stuck him in there somewhere while I was doing it. I was just like, and let Gabriel be a part of it or something like that. You know, I was just like,
well, let's hear this. So the first one, may the light of the divine shine upon me. May my heart open to this light, and may I share it with many. May I walk upon my soul path with ease and grace. May all the glorious abundance of the universe fill me and overflow to those I touch. So it is. Blessed be. So here you're saying to the universe, essentially, may the light of the divine shine upon me. May my heart open to this light.
Yeah.
Does that trigger the thing?
No, that feels like it's still like
abstract enough
and wide enough. It casts a wide enough net into the, you know, the all that is always feels like the whatever, you know, and that feels good.
That makes total sense. Let's play with this idea. So imagine, well, here's reality. And then this, I think that because this is reality, it may help you with this once you get back to the Gabriel idea, or if you choose to come back to the Gabriel idea. So, you know, we're referring here to the divine as a light. Another way you could say that is like the highest frequency version of love exists as wavelengths of energy that we're calling light, because it's more akin to light than it is to sound. Does that make sense so far? Okay. So sort of like the highest vibration of love, which we'll call the divine, because that's the name we've given it, is a frequency of waves of energy that have a frequency. We're calling that frequency this light. Gabriel and any archangel at this point in their incarnation is emanation of that light. So it's an individuated form. So if you imagine like a field of light, that goes up and down infinitely and left and right infinitely. It's just this bright light field. Imagine like a chunk of that light coming out toward you and having a shape. That's what an archangel is, or an angel. It's like we're pulling a chunk of the light out for the sake of making communication with, connection with, and collaboration with this big, huge field of light more specific, personal, and tailored to your needs. So you could imagine it as like we're pulling a chunk of light out of the vast field of light that is a particular beam of light that is most useful to you at this time. And the you that it's most useful to is the heart, because the heart is the receptacle, it's the receiver in the radio antenna of your body that can and is built to receive the signal of the various lights you might receive from the vast beyond. Now, humans have anthropomorphized these lights.
Right.
And so do they exist formally as a man with a robe no. They exist as a consciousness. So like the Jesus light, for example, here's a fucking triggering one to play around with. The Christ light, it's one of my favorite lights. It's why the religion is so popular, is because the Christ light is so big and strong. It's the easiest one to tap into. It's what for Americans, I should say, white Americans. It's the loudest, easiest one to tap into for this culture, the hegemonic group in this culture. So there's that. But two, it's a very bright light and it's very powerful while also being very loving. Now, here's where you got to take a little stretch with me. Humans are emanations of this light that are vibrating or existing at a much lower, more dense frequency than what we're calling Archangel Gabriel or Jesus the Christ or the Christ light. Because Jesus the Christ is not in human form, it's now just in the form of this light or this energy vibration. But because that particular frequency of light did take the form of a human, like it incarnated and was a man called Jesus, and then it did so much whatever karmically it was supposed to do that it then got to ascend and become this higher frequency of light that no longer has to have a human form. Hooray for us. Now we get to tap into the Christ light. Fun times. So, because the Christ light was in the form of a human man, that's why people make such a big deal of it. Prophets are a, quote, big deal on this earth because they are theoretically the highest frequency of divine light that can exist in human form. Although, so where is it? Like, is a saint more high vibe than a prophet? Are they equal? They're equal. Okay, that's interesting. So another one that you could look at is like the saints that have shown up. There have been a few. I've always wanted to ask this. Is Amma a saint? Yes. Huh. That's cool. Anyway, the hugging guru. Yeah. Okay. So saints and prophets are just humans holding really high frequencies of divine light. That's not correct. Being really high frequencies of divine light and conscious awareness, such that when they ascend or finish this incarnation, they're liberated from having to do the density thing again of having the physical form. And that's why we get to talk with them through the heart, which is the portal that can receive them. We talk about prayer is talking to them. Meditation is listening. So prayer and meditation are really just, hey, what's up? Oh, I hear you. It's just that the religions of our world have taught us that prayer is this thing that is singular to the religious sphere. We pray to Jesus in this Catholic Christian context of prayer to Muhammad, the book and the religion and the dogma. Prayer can be just like opening one's heart and asking the universe any old anything. That's prayer. When you receive back awareness, to be technically correct, we'd call that receiving or awareness. But another way to say that is to talk about meditation, because in meditation, you become receptive. You become open and receptive to awareness.
Oh, so it actually can be kind of challenging to try and mix those together, which is what I've also been kind of doing, is like, let me meditate and then pray and then meditate, and that jockeying.
Well, it's the perfect jockeying as long as you know what's what and you're doing each thing intentionally. Yeah.
So knowing that, sort of thinking of it as a conversation.
Right.
Now I return to meditation. Now I go into asking. Now I go to listening. Now I go to asking.
Yes, good. That's really good. And remember that the listening and the asking happen through the heart portal. This is the biggest shift for people. What we try to do is pray and meditate from the mind. But if you ask something from your heart, it's like my heart is going like, could I have more peace in my life? And then I listen. And then there's a response immediately in the heart. If I try to mentally understand how to have more peace in my life, now I'm spinning. I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. Which one do I do? Do I do them all? What do I do? Now I'm in the questions and the confusion because I'm in my mind. But if I open to the divine, because remember, the divine is an energy that can only talk to you really through the portal of the heart. You may hear it in your mind secondarily, words, images, feelings, etc. But it's speaking energetically through the thing that can receive it. The receiver on the antenna is the heart. So it will start to give you peace immediately in the moment.
Well,
that's what they mean by ask and you shall receive.
As an illustration of that, I have found that even though I felt the need to start doing my audio journaling again of I wish, I want, in order to do something to quiet my sleep mind, which it is a useful tool.
What is?
The thing I have found though is it's pretty thin. It's like I wish, and I'll say like 1, 2 things. There's not a lot jockeying for attention. So it's not, it's similar to what you just said about like, if I'm doing it from the mind, I'm like this, and how are all the ways in which I could ask this question? Instead, it's much simpler. It's just like, well, what do I wish? I wish the people around me were happier. Okay, that's it. Like there's 2 things for each subject. And even I hit a few where I literally couldn't think of one in the moment. Nothing came when I went to, I got to I desire. And I was like, one day I was just like, right now, nothing comes. But it's just interesting to note that like the list used to be like, and the last couple of times I did it was like, I guess this.
That's great. You could say you wish and you want connection with Gabriel.
Yeah, I threw that in there somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, so now just because my mind is stuck on the question you asked earlier, just to circle back to, so faith, right? And
yeah,
and like, what do we do with it when the ego and the mind are tripped up on whatever they're tripped up on?
Oh yeah, that was the original question we were answering. Yes,
exactly. Well, the answer is it's like everything else in life. If you do this thing we're describing, the heart and the talking and the listening, over time you're like, oh shit, so many things have happened. I have some faith now. It's like anything else.
It's exactly what I just got finished with 2 clients and I told them pretty much the exact same thing because I asked them to believe that if they do this particular set of warm-ups and if they iterate on it and just do it, whether you think it's doing shit or not, just the act itself, the ritual, and I call it a ritual. I talked to them about the idea of ritual and how important ritual is. If I do this, then I'm ready. It just becomes more true in the system. And I always refer to it as the system, not in the mind. You're preparing your whole system for this state of readiness.
That's right.
So it's the exact, like I need them to, I'm asking them to engage in a leap of faith all the time. I'm saying, I know it's weird, just fucking do it.
Try it. Yeah. And so you don't have to, that's why I always say to people, you don't have to believe anything. Just do the thing. And then the doing of the thing creates an experience that creates faith.
Yeah.
A lot of people would do this in the 12-step programs. There's a thing in 12-step where it's like, they say fear is a lack of faith. There's a way that that's true. But then what humans do with that is judge themselves for not being faithful enough.
Right. It's a failure to feel fear.
To feel faith. Oh, it's a fear. I hear what you're saying. Yes, you're failing because your fear is up, and that means you don't have faith.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, no.
That's just a thing that is.
Well, what you need is help with the fear. Now, if the divine could provide help with the fear, you would have faith in it. But we can't have faith in a thing that hasn't done anything yet.
Yeah. I haven't had the experience
that would give you faith.
Solidify that faith, or that, because we do need like evidence or demonstrations or experiences along the way, signposts that say, oh shit, I do feel different.
No, so much more than that. You need a lot more. You need signposts. You need literal demonstration. Your heart, everything has to change.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would you believe? Otherwise, you're just a fucking thoughtless shape. And that's true. See, this is where there's all this. This is why the whole problem of religion exists, is because when people do it mindlessly but don't have an actual experience of the divine to back it up with, then they're just doing a problematic thing. They're just following blindly, which is problematic, because then you could tell them, shoot these black people in the streets, and they'll go, okay, God said, it's in the book. I do it blindly. They'll be just as faithful towards whatever the fuck you tell them, because they have a sheep mentality. But if you ask the divine for help, AKA do these prayers 3 times a day or whatever the assignment was for 3 weeks, you will have an experience that will make you go, oh shit. And then that will build a little bit of a sense of faith. And then you do more actions and you get more reactions from the divine, and then you have a ton of faith. So it's like this idea, we have it backwards in this world, that like we should just have faith. And if you don't just have it, then you just don't have it. The end.
Right. If you need proof, then it's not real faith.
Yeah. Fuck that.
That's the mythology. Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like there's a difference between an experience and proof. Proof is a function of the mind and the ego, but experience is a direct heart state change. And when the state, it's kind of like saying, when you hang out with Denise and you feel love for her,
mm-hmm.
She's not proving to you that you love her. You're having an experience with her that then means you love her. There's an experience between your hearts that makes you go, God, I love this experience.
Yeah.
I'm having in my heart when you're present.
Yeah.
So is that proof that love is real, or is that proof that she's worthy? No, it's just an experience you're having by connecting with her, which is why we do prayer and meditation, is to connect with Source so that we can then experience something that makes us go, wow, I have a lot of faith now because I experienced something directly. And I hear you about what you're saying about proof, and that is how most people frame it. It's just, I wish we could get away from that biblical language, because...
No, I get that. I feel good about that.
Yeah. This is cool. I'm so glad we're talking about this.
This is great. Great.
I love it. We're watching everybody listening. You're watching a slow ass conversion process.
3 years. Slowly. You're watching
And that's the best way it can go.
Yeah.
Slow and steady, because then it's on your terms and you believe it and it's lasting.
Yeah.
You're not going to pretend you believe a thing because somebody said, because you're not that guy. You're too smart.
Right.
Right. Thank goodness.
Every once in a while we get a demonstration that is quick and immediate. And I say that as a transition to reading an email we got.
Okay.
Yeah. When we're done with this.
Well, do you have any other questions?
I don't think so at this point. That feels very, I feel very good about. I really appreciated what you said about like the sort of, it is just the light. It's an incarnated, or not even an incarnated, it's a differentiated aspect. And even the idea of how we anthropomorphize things, we do that so that we understand how to talk to it, in a sense. It's like, oh, I know what talking to a person feels like.
Right.
So let me make this into something like a person so that I know where their ears are and where their mouth is. And also, like, angel wings are cool as fuck and a trumpet is badass, you know?
Right, sure.
So, like, those are just cool things that help. And that it does sort of narrow the focus of the all that is to be like, yes, and there are aspects of the all that is that you are particularly interested in exploring. or engaging with. And they are typified or exemplified in this story that is Archangel Gabriel. That's one way I'm sort of just shaping that idea. And also it's a thing that is actually there. Or it's an energy. It's an energy. An energy is a noun, so it's a thing, I suppose. Yeah.
That's true.
But it is actually there. It's just, I'm talking in circles now. I think I get it.
Well, also it's problematic when we say the word there. We don't have to get into this if you don't want to, but
yeah,
I know what you're saying. You're wanting...
It exists.
It does exist.
That's what I mean by there.
Yeah.
It doesn't just exist as an idea in my head.
No. It exists as an energy in the universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks.
Of course. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. What is the email we got?
Oh, it is from, so last week we did we talked about Frida's thing about the words, what am I trying, about true crime and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And also how it affects her sleep. I mean, we didn't, but I know this, it comes up. And I'm just going to read her response because, she heard it and now she had an immediate healing occurred.
Okay.
As a result of that reading.
Uh-huh.
And it just said, "Thank you so much for your response on the podcast. I had some major movement during the reading and healing, and I'm excited to report no desire for true crime since listening Saturday.
Wow.
Nor have I wanted to listen to an audiobook to fall asleep."
Delightful.
They have listened to an audiobook. This is something I know from a conversation we were having pretty much every night for the last 15 years.
Wow.
Like something in their ears.
Must
have all the time when they're sleeping. And suddenly,
nope.
Nor have I wanted to listen to an audiobook to fall asleep. So they're suddenly like healed of that addiction.
Amazing.
Whatever piece needed to moved with your help. Thank you times infinity.
Huh.
I look forward to seeing how this continues to process and progress. Being a human is fascinating.
Indeed.
Love you guys, Frida.
Aw, Frida should be in Star Beings class.
Okay.
Starts on Thursday. You should tell her.
Oh, well. So yeah, that was cool.
Very cool.
Piece of information.
And then me.
And now we want to talk about you. Do you want to close my records before we get to you?
I do. All right. We're going to use one of these prayers for me is what we're going to do in a minute.
Did that stuff move?
Yes.
For you?
Yes. Immediately, as soon as we started. Okay, I want to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion, the lords of the records for their point of view, and the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. I ask that you return all of Cassidy Jamal Brown's energy to himself now, please. I ask that you return him to his complete human wholeness. The divine portal and the Akashic Records of Cassidy Jamal Brown are now closed. Amen. I just had an awareness. The divine portal and the Akashic Records of Cassidy Jamal Brown are now closed. Amen. The divine portal and the Akashic Records of Cassidy Jamal Brown are now closed. Amen, amen, amen. All right. I'm already in the records of me and of consciousness. I've been coming in and out all day. I was just having an awareness as we were closing your records. Okay, let me give context for what my question is. So, I've had a bunch of things happen since moving to Florida that have all made it very clear that I have this very real fear living in my nervous system. The lightning stuff triggers the fear. Thunderstorms trigger the fear. Turbulence triggers the fear. Then I had 3 interactions with human beings since moving here that triggered the fear as badly as lightning or the turbulence. One was when my mother showed up at the theater.
Oh, I don't think you shared that.
I didn't?
Maybe you did. I guess you did. No, you did. I remember now.
It was months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, she has an impact that terrifies a part of me.
Yeah.
Okay. Then there was a person I went out to dinner with and to a show with who then, went on another date while we were out.
Yeah. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, and then proceeded to, when I was like, we're not friends or talking, stalk me by email and text and phone and wouldn't stop calling and wouldn't stop texting for days and days and weeks until I had to tell the some people that we both know. If you see this person, tell me I can't be in the room. I can't,
Yeah.
it brought a lot of fear up for me.
Yeah.
And then this past weekend, I had a class where a student, to protect anonymity for now, reacted very strongly to some feedback I gave in a way, and then said they asked me if I wanted to fight them.
Okay.
Yeah, which of course I did not. Not a fighter, not good at it, don't want to do that. Not interested in any way fighting a human physically on any level. That terrified me. Then they slammed the door and left the building. Terror, real terror. Shaking, crying, couldn't do the shows I was going to do that night. So there's this thing is really not letting me avoid it. Like it's everywhere, and I've been weeks and weeks and months of energy work, EMDR, therapy, just like working on it all the time. Comes up in with intimacy too, relationship stuff. Hello? Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Cassidy?
Nope, we're freezing again.
Hello? No, I don't hear you.
Yeah, it's me then that's having the issue. Probably.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you just froze again. Can you hear me?
You can't hear me.
Hello?
We're really being interfered with big time.
Yeah, why don't we close this down and come right back?
If you hear me, let's sign off and sign back on.
I just said that.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. Is definitely cool. All right, and we're back after a lot of silliness.
Okay, so now I'm going to finish telling you what I was trying to tell you. You ready?
I am ready.
Okay, so I was talking about this fear that's deep inside my nervous system that's been activated by various things, but really it's just already in there. And how do I say this? I was talking about how I've been working on it for a long time now. It's not like I haven't been working on it, but it's so sort of present right now underneath. It's not present right at this moment. Like I don't feel fear right now, but it's so the catch-all theme underneath everything I'm experiencing that's in any way unpleasant, that I'd like to open the records, except they're already open, and run like a fear prayer for clearing.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thing in this book we can use for this. Yes. Okay, I'm just reading now which. All right, is it on this page? No. This page, no. This page, yes. Okay. Oh. Wow. Let me see. Are there other prayers on this page? Okay, well, this is interesting because I don't consciously have this going on, but it's called the prayer. Hold on. Let me. To release the desire to leave Earth now.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one. Thinking that the way they put that is so interesting.
It makes sense to me because with the kind of trauma that creates this kind of fear, it makes sense that a part of me would want to leave Earth now. God, that is really very interesting. Okay. All right, I'm going to start this. So for anybody out there, if you're driving a car and you have any repressed fear or buried fear, or if you have any sense that you might have some part of you that wants to leave Earth now, let's remind people how parts work works. There's no part of my conscious being that wants to leave Earth now. But so we're doing a little parts work here. We're doing energy work for a part of me that is unconscious. And in my case, it's in my nervous system, that it was so young when it got harmed in a really terrifying way that it wants to leave Earth. So this is not my conscious self. You don't need to email me and be like, Katie, don't do it. There's no part of me that wants to do that in any conscious way. This is a part of me that is buried and hidden and living as a stuck energy in the unconscious parts of my nervous system, which we're going to call up now and make conscious. So here we go. Mother, Father, Goddess, God. First of all, I want to deepen into my Akashic Records and into the Akashic Records of consciousness itself. Anything separating me from that? No. Okay? Please help me to remember that I'm always home. Whew. That's big already. There's no place in my life where spirit is not. I am loved and embraced by those I meet on this brief human journey. Oh boy. Bunch of energy in the throat that I'm being with here. Wow, I'm so grateful that we're doing this, Cassidy. Like, your witnessing is a part of the healing of this. Thank you. I am loved.
Thank you.
My pleasure. I am loved and embraced by those I meet on this brief human journey. I'm safe here. Ugh. And this part of me goes, am I? Am I? I release any fears from the past still causing me pain. Okay. We're going to run this one a few times. I'm grateful for your guidance and love as I commit to this human path. So it is, blessed be. Oh my God. All right, they want me to do it 5 times. Mother, Father, Goddess, God. So everybody listening, try to receive this into your heart. See what comes up for you. Please help me to remember that I am always home. And so for me, that activates something in the brainstem that does not believe it is always home. So I feel into that part of me that gets tight when I say this prayer. That's what you want to do with these prayers. Notice what you feel. Feel into the parts that don't agree with the words of the prayer. There's no place in my life where spirit is not. This part says, fuck you. Yes, there is. So I feel into that. It's at the middle of the back of my neck. Oh my God. I am loved and embraced by those I meet on this brief human journey. Man, there's a lot there. This is an energy around the back of my head. I am safe here. That makes this part want to laugh. I release any fears from the past still causing me pain. I'm grateful for your guidance and love as I commit to this human path. So it is, blessed be. Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please help me to remember that I'm always home. There's no place in my life where spirit is not. Anyone who's listening to this who's ever worked with me and felt like I was too harsh or too intense or too mean, this is going to help with that even more. I'm loved and embraced by those I meet on this brief human journey. They want me to talk a little bit about these particular prayers, and we'll do that right after we finish running this. I am safe here. I release any fears from the past still causing me pain. I'm grateful for your guidance and love as I commit to this human path. So it is, blessed be. Last time, Mother, Father, Goddess, God, please help me to remember that I am always home. There is no place in my life where spirit is not. I am loved and embraced by those I meet on this brief human journey. I am safe here. I release any fears from the past still causing me pain. I'm grateful for your guidance and love as I commit to this human path. So it is, blessed be. Amen. Namaste. Hallelujah. So it is. La ilaha illallah. Are there other prayers for me to do from this book to treat this thing? No. Do we let this integrate and come back to it later? Yes. 5 times a day. For how long? 2 weeks. Wait, 7 days? 2 weeks? 7 days. 5 times a day for 7 days. Nigel is in full support of this. You hear that bark?
Yeah.
Do you want to come over here, Nigel? Come here. Come over here. Come over here. He's tripping. Come over here. Come over here. Come to where my buddy is. Be here now. Be here now. That's a good command for a dog. Be here now. He's not listening. Well, that was really cool. There were there still are specific pockets of fear in the back of my neck, my brain, my heart, my throat, my head, a little bit in the lungs. Anyway, very cool. It's been really interesting. Like almost like my entire time in Florida has been showing me in various ways. Look how much fear is living in your unconscious and your nervous system. And I'm like, okay, wow. I hear you. Thank you. Boy, getting so much love from this dog now. Oh my goodness. Did you feel the beauty of the fear leaving me? And that's why you like to be around me more now? So what's happening? Well, that was cool. I'll report back after my 7 days of doing this 5 times a day.
Yeah, I got to do I got to get my 5 in today. Well, no, my 3.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, did I do it already? Because we did it.
Yes. And get this, the clock just turned to 555.
Nice. And what does that mean?
Well, I'm supposed to do it 5 times a day, and it was like 555.
Oh, 5. Don't forget 5. 5's the number.
5 times. I'm actually gonna, as soon as we're done here, I'm gonna hang up and do it 5 more times.
Great.
Well, this was cool, Cass.
Well, yeah, we were trying to get a guest, we couldn't, and it was exactly as it should be because we needed to have this stuff happen.
Apparently.
Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Woof.
Jesus.
Okay, I'm gonna go take this dog out. You're the best. I love you. Do your work.
I love you. Literally do your work.
Okay.
After we're done here.
Okay.
Like,
5 times.
quite literally do your work.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
What are you asking for? All of the answers? Say what? All of the answers? Yeah, all the answers.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. We'd love to hear from you. Please email us with your questions so that we have questions to answer in the Akashic Records. Our email address is allanswerspod@gmail.com. That's allanswerspod@gmail.com. And if you'd like to find us on Facebook or Twitter, it's @allanswerspod, @allanswerspod. Thank you.
I have a free international call-in line for my clients that allows me to record the call. Do you want to meet there?
Mixed and edited by Desmond McNeese for We Mixed It, LLC. Go to whatsoundsawesome.com.
Was that a cheese fart from you?
This is ridiculous.